Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Saturday morning practice. Saturday afternoon for those from Europe, and late midnight for those from Asia. So, for those of you who are here for the first time, we call this the Mindfulness Bootcamp, and it's advertised as a 1 hour practice session, where in fact the 1 hour is actually the first stop for this spiritual train ride. The entire trip is going to be 2 hours for those who are advanced students and have time to commit to this practice. So we're going to get started. Good morning, everyone. And the word that I choose to use today is recharge. Recharge. Now, of course, embedded in the word recharge is the word charge. And in modern day usage, it's like charging with your credit card, or to charge a beach, like in the war. So the word charge has the idea of a reserve or a credit line, right? So you have to build up your credit before you can charge your credit card. And when you reach the credit limit, you can no longer charge. Similarly, when you charge the enemies, it's not just the resources, the materials, it's not just the human body, but it's also the spirit. And there are times when you have to pull back, not as a defeat, but to pull back and build up that reserve again. So our practice is really about recharge, recharging our health, not just physical health, but also the mental health. So we talk about the physical health as materiality, and the mental health as the spirituality. And in between, a little bit of both, is the bridge that we call the chi, the energy. Okay, is that better? Okay, yeah, the volume is a little too loud. Okay, is it okay out there on Insight Timer? Is the volume okay? Sound volume? Okay. All right, so we're going to get started. We're just going to do some warm-up exercise, trying to discover our multiple dimensions of existence, the spirituality, the materiality, and the bridge between them that we call chi. And initially, chi just means circulation. So we're going to focus on our circulation, especially through the joints. We're going to, before we do this, what we call the joint exercise, we're going to calibrate. We're going to calibrate our body, adjust our body, straighten up our spine, open our shoulder, calibrate our mind, bring our attention to the center of our palm, bringing our mind and the body together. Now we're going to focus on the wrists, and we're going to rotate the wrists. And as we rotate the wrist, it's very, very important that you also maintain the presence of your mind. So what you want to do now is you want to use your mind power to observe the change in your body, observing any change in your wrist, any heat that you generate, any sweat that you generate, any numbness you might experience, or maybe even a little bit of pain. And now we're going to go the other way. We're going to continue making sure that our mind stays with our body, focusing on the change in the body, observing any heat, any sweat, any numbness, any pain. Now we're going to bring our hands down, and we're going to come back to calibrate the body again. Straighten up our spine, open the shoulder, relax. We're going to calibrate our mind, bringing our mind and the hands together, bringing them up, and we're going to shift the focus from our wrist to our elbow. Again, doing joint exercise, improving the circulation, which is the most basic definition of chi. It just means circulation. And now we're going to go the other way. And again, we're going to observe. We're going to keep our mind busy. Okay? We're going to keep our mind busy by focusing on our elbow, observing any change in the elbow. Now we're going to bring our hands down. We're going to keep working from the wrist to the elbow to the shoulder. So once again, we're going to calibrate our body, straighten up our spine as if somebody's pulling the hair on top of your head. Straighten up the spine. Then we're going to take our shoulder, we're going to open the shoulder and relax the shoulder so that it's symmetrical left and right and equal between front and back. Now we're going to take our forehead and we're going to lean back so the weight of the head is actually on the spine, on the shoulder. And then at the same time, we're going to tuck in our chin. So we put a little pressure on the artery, looking down at the ceiling, the floor, sorry. And now, once again, we're going to calibrate our mind, bring our mind and our hands together. We're going to bring that up. Stretch, hold, calibrate again, making sure that as we come down, our mind stays with the center of our palm as if we're touching the wall. And then once we get down here, we're going to relax. So it's always important to go from yang, which is masculine, to yin, which is feminine. One is proactive and one is restorative. And in modern language, that's the what we call the fight or flight, the sympathetic. As soon as you do that, generating stress hormone for survival, you come back to the rest and digest, the parasympathetic, the yin, and just let that stress hormone dissipate. Okay, once again, go up, stretch, hold, calibrate, bringing the mind and the hands down, and then relax, bring it up again, bring it down again, open the shoulder, bring it up again, open the shoulder, feel the pain on your shoulder, come down, one more time, up, stretch, open, and relax. Now we're going to go the other way. Open the shoulder first, stretch, hold, and then come down together, and then relax. Open the shoulder, go up, and come down. Open the shoulder, go up, stretch. Check your mind and the hand come down together. Open the shoulders, stretch, hold, and come down. Calibrate the body again. Open the shoulders, stretch your spine, hands in front. And now go all the way back. Get ready for the pain on the shoulder. Open the shoulder, accept the pain, examine the pain, let go of the pain. Come back. Once again, go up. Open the shoulder, feel the pain, let go of the pain, relax. Up, open the shoulder, feel the pain, let go of the pain. One more time. Up, open, and let go. And now we're going to go the other way. Go all the way back, as far back as you can. Bring the hand up, feel the pain on the shoulder, stretch, and then come down together. All the way back, stretch, and come down together. All the way back, stretch, and come down. All the way back. One last time. Stretch, and come down. Now open the shoulder. Relax. Let me work on the focus a little bit. Okay. Now bringing the left hand in front, holding the left hand stationary, separating the left chamber from the right chamber. Stretch out the right arm, making a circle without knocking down the microphone. All the way around, open the shoulder, feel the pain as far back as you can. Feel the pain, let go of the pain. Come back to the right hand, keeping the right hand stationary, making a big circle with the left hand. Open the shoulder all the way out and to the right. One more time. To the left, continue. To the right, to the left, to the right, left, right. One more time, one last time. And left. Relax. Go back to the spine, stretch the spine, open the shoulder, sit up straight. This is called a one pillar supporting the sky. You are now in between the earth and the heaven. Now we're going to bring our right hand focusing on the center of your palm, making a fist. And as you throw out the fist, you want to open your fingers, stretch out your elbow, give it the shoulder, but all this time following the fist. Don't let your mind drift away. Get ready. Up. Come back. Give it to the left arm. Get ready. Up. Come back. Give it to the right arm. Down. Down. Up. Up. Down. Down. Sit up straight. Up. Up. Down. Down. Open the shoulder. Two hands following both hand. Get ready. 1. Come back. 2. Let it settle. Come back. 3. Come back. 4. Come back. And 5. And come back. So these days, working from home, we do a lot less exercise. Or even before the pandemic, truth be told, we don't do enough exercise. Or we spend too much time on computers, on the iPhones, or even cooking. Okay, I used to know a sushi chef that had developed carpal tunnel from just cutting fish. And we often think about those as physical ailment, whether it's carpal tunnel, whether it's what we call the shoulder joint, the frozen shoulder, or something called the leg hump, right? Sometimes you develop this hump in the back, and we attribute that just to the body. And so we will do exercise, we will go to chiropractor, we do all kinds of things, where in fact, they're really blockage of your chi. Now in this case, the chi is a little bit more than circulations. It's actually life energy. Okay? Life energy. So the way to make sure that all that goes away is by doing this very strategic exercise, especially the one behind your neck. The hump behind your neck is actually a blockage of your chi because the main chi line is in the back. Okay, all the yang energy travels all the way to the top of your head. So now that we have done the wrist, the elbow, the shoulder, it's time to work on what's between the shoulder and between the neck and the spine. Okay. So if you hear it popping and clicking on any of your joints, chances are you need to take some supplement to make sure that the joints are well lubricated. Okay. But beyond that, these exercises will help you. All right. So now we're going to exercise the neck hump. Okay, by moving around the shoulder. Sit up straight. Open the shoulder. Focus on the shoulder, bringing the shoulder up, all the way up, as if you're bringing the shoulder to the ear. And now open it, and feel the stress between the shoulder and relax. Completely relax. Second time, go up, all the way up as if you're hanging the body. And now open it all the way around and relax. One last time, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up, and open the shoulder. There's no shortage of that. Just go to Costco and look up joint supplement. Okay, yeah, you can buy it in bottles. It's easy. Okay, very, very simple. And ask this question again on our circle, and I'll look it up for you. Okay. And now we sit up straight, open the shoulder, lean back the forehead, tuck in the chin, putting the two hands in the back, locking our fingers, looking down. And then now we're going to bring a head down. We fight it with both the spine and the neck. Keep holding the pressure, and then now we're going to turn the head to the left. Hold it. Come back in the middle. Hold it. Go to the right. Hold it. Come back in the middle. One more time. To the left. Come back in the middle. All the way to the right. Come back in the middle. Now relax very gently. Very, very gently. Once again, back to our posture, straighten out our spine, open the shoulder, lean back the forehead, tuck in the chin, and then the entire body lean back just slightly, as if you're going to fall over. Right now, your spine is connecting the earth and the heaven, and the top of the head, called the 100 meter, is pointing straight up. Now we're going to take a right hand, and we're going to pull our head towards the right, but we're going to fight it with the neck, and relax the other way. Again, maintaining the posture first, and then pull the head to the left and fight it with the neck, and then relax. Entire body relax, relax the neck. Now go lean back to the right, all the way around, clockwise to the left, all the way back. Okay, very relaxed, okay? All the way around. Now we're going to go the other way, counterclockwise, to the right, to the back, to the left, very relaxed. And sit up straight, open the shoulder, taking a right hand, 4 fingers, put that on the shoulder, reach down until you find the bone, go down some more until you find the cavity, taking the 4 fingers and just apply pressure, as much pressure as you can. And then relax. Taking the left hand, 4 fingers on top of the shoulder, reach down until you find the bone that go across, and then go down some more until you find a part that has no no bone, and then just press down on that. You feel a little bit of tenderness, and then relax. It's everything is DENNYKMIU dot DENNYKMIU.com, and then /YouTube. Okay, you can find YouTube, you can find Facebook, you can find Insight Timer, and you can find a circle. All right. Open the shoulder. Now we're going to work really clear up these energy lines. Okay, so keep in mind that the word qi is oversimplification. At the minimum, it should be sure. Qi means blood and qi. Blood means circulations, and qi means the life energy. So if your circulation is blocked, you start to have swelling, okay, inflammation. And when your qi is blocked, you start to have ache, like the frozen shoulders and carpal tunnel and the neck hum and all that, okay? And so to do that, a very good way of clearing the passage, clearing this energy line is by doing finger works, okay? We're going to do 2 kinds. So the first kind, we're going to open the shoulders, sit up straight, all 10 fingers pointing in the front. We're going to use the 4 finger, we're going to lock our elbow as well, okay? Now we're going to use the 4 fingers as spring, and we're going to hold it down with the thumb, and now we're going to wind up the fingers, but holding with the thumb, and then get ready, and 1, let it settle, come back, 2, come back, 3, come back, 4, come back, 5, come back, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Continue, open the shoulder, reviewing these 2 energy points called the gate to the cloud, and then now we're going to hold the thumb and the middle finger together. This is called the Lotus Hand. We put it on top of this energy point, straighten up your spine, back of the hand facing the camera. Get ready. 1, back of the hand facing the camera. Let it settle, come back. 2, come back. 3, come back. 4, come back. 5, come back. 6, come back. 7, come back. 8, 9, one more time. 10, okay? So when I talk about these energy lines, they're actually in circle, they're a loop. Energy goes out and then energy comes back. What goes out is what we call the yang energy. Yang is what's facing the sun, influenced by the sun. And the yin energy is what's away from the sun, influenced by the absence of the sun. And so when we do the mechanical work, like the finger work and all that, throwing the fist on that, keep in mind that there is a action and then there's a reaction. The action is yang and the reaction is yin. So all these actually helps to clear the energy. So this talks about the hand, which has 6 energy lines, 3 yin and 3 yang. Later on, we're going to work on the feet, which also have 6 energy lines, 3 yin and 3 yang. All of them come together. These are like the secondary. The primary is actually in the front and the back. The back is yang, facing the sun, and the front is yin, away from the sun. So we're going to exercise both the front and the back. The way to exercise the front is by using the diaphragm. Okay, so we're going to do some abdominal breathing. And then when we're done, we switch to the back and we're going to stretch the spine. Okay, open the shoulders, sit up straight, relax. Fingers locking, put that right below your belly button. We're going to breathe very slow, very light, okay? But we're going to do it from beginning to end. Beginning is at the dantian, lower dantian. The end is at the nose, okay? Get ready. Very gently. Breathe in from beginning to end now. Begin. And then breathe out. Now we're going to unlock our fingers, maintaining the stress on the wrist and the elbow, pretending that there's 2 big mountains on the side, and we're going to climb those mountains, right? And when we do that, what we're doing is we're stretching the upper arm, which is yang, right? Because it's facing the sun. This is actually the energy line called the triple warmer, which actually ties together all of the internal organs, okay? All right, now that was a practice. Now we're going to do 3 times non-stop. Get ready. Breathe in. Breathe out. Climb the mountain, stretching the upper arm, and then relax. Come back to the yin. Let the stress hormone dissipate. And then second time, breathe in. Breathe out. Climb the mountain. Relax, completely relax. One last time, breathe in, breathe out. Climb the mountain and relax. Now we're going to switch from the front to the back. Relax, breathe, go up. Now get ready. Stretch the spine, stretch. And then now we're going to lean back. Come back in the middle, stretch, go forward, in the middle, stretch, go to the right, come back in the middle, stretch, go to the left, come back in the middle, stretch, go to the right, come back in the middle, stretch some more, and then relax, leaving the right hand on top, touching the left shoulder, head's pointing the sky, so you're putting pressure on the right shoulder, grabbing the right elbow, stretch the spine to the left, and then come back. Again, sit up straight, grabbing the left shoulder, stretch to the right, and relax. That was a very intense exercise. More intense than you understood, okay? It doesn't seem like it, but it is. So now the body reacts to that. It doesn't know any better, so it thinks that you're in danger. So it puts out stress hormone, so we got to let the stress hormone dissipate. So we talk a great deal in the past about these 2 autonomous nerve system. Autonomous that it doesn't require the brain. It works on its own. One is called the sympathetic and one is called the parasympathetic. The sympathetic is called the fight or flight and the parasympathetic is called the rest and digest. So most modern people, all modern people actually, suffers from something called autonomous nerve disorder, meaning that we don't know how to turn it off. You can't turn off something that has no off button. Okay, so it's like having the heater and the air conditioning at the same time. Just because you know how to turn off the heater, it doesn't return the room back into room temperature. You got to turn on the air conditioning. Similarly, you can turn off the air conditioning, but it doesn't warm up the house. You got to do the so you got to know how to do both sides. And basically, modern people have lost the art form of rest and digest. We think we're rest and digest, but we're not. We just turn off the fight or flight. And so we have to relearn that, okay? We have to relearn that. And all of the diseases that we have these days, I wouldn't even call it disease. Disease means that there's a foreign agent and you're being attacked. And these are just illness, okay? Just you're not living your body in a harmonious way is what it is, right? So to create the harmony between the yin and yang is really, really important. And that's what I meant by recharge. Because you're depleted all your reserve, it's important to recharge. Okay? Now we're going to come back now from the primary back to the secondary. The secondary has to do with the lung and the heart. And we're going to do some intense exercise by stretching strategic points around the shoulder, and then later on by stretching the strategic points in the elbow. These are all energy points that has to do with the heart and the lung, okay? So we're going to work on this part first. All right, so you can see me, right? You can see me, yeah. Okay, well, the problem with Insight Timer is the field of view is very narrow, okay? All right, so now we're going to put our hands in the back, locking the fingers, sit up straight, and then we're going to lift up the arm, feeling the stress on the shoulder, and then relax. Relax. Okay, now we're going to take the fingers, okay, all 10 fingers pointing, touching each other, all fingers pointing to the ground, and put it right at the bottom of your spine. Now we're going to rotate the fingers so that they're pointing up, and we're going to move the fingers all the way up, sit up straight. Now we're going to open the shoulder. Open the shoulder. Open the shoulder. Keep it open. Feel the stress on your wrist and on your shoulder, and then relax. Okay? If you wear like the Apple Watch, you can check your heart pulse, and your heart is like pumping, pump, 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 pump like this right now. Okay, it's very, very intense exercise. It's very cardio exercise. And now what we want to do is we want to relax. Let the stress hormone dissipate. There are all kinds of hormone in your body, as you know, right? And when you have too much of one kind of hormone versus the other, then your body develops insensitivity to that. Becomes, for example, diabetes, or at least type 2 diabetes in my case, it's caused by a overabundance of insulin. It's not because of lack of insulin. Type 1 is because you don't have enough insulin. Type 2 is when you have too much. And so your body develops insensitive to that. Okay, same as with stress hormone, with cortisol. If you have too much, your body, your critical organ develop this insensitivity. Okay, so you got to overcome that by letting it rest, restoring the harmony. Okay, now we're going to continue work on the heart and the lung, and this time we're going to move to the elbow. All right, open the shoulders, sit up straight, lifting our left hand, palms facing the sky. Now we're going to take the right hand, we're going to put it between the fingers and the palm. Sit up straight, bring down the hand gently. Get ready. Push out the elbow all the way out. Keep pushing. And then now we're going to bring up our left arm by using our elbow. Push it up with the elbow all the way up to eyebrow. Now this is the left hand, so we're going to bring the left hand to the right without releasing the elbow, okay? All the way to the right. And now we're going to bring it back in the middle. Keep pushing and then relax. Now we're going to do the other side. Bring it down, push out the elbow, and then now bring it up, all the way up. Keep pushing the elbow. And right hand to the left. Come back in the middle and relax. Completely relax. Again, letting your internal organ rest. Let it rest. So this is the problem with the Western approach to health maintenance, is that we focus only on the body, number one. Number two is that we don't understand the harmony between yin and yang. And we keep thinking that the more intense exercise, the better, right? And if someone does it for 3 minutes, I should do it for 30 minutes. That means that this must be 10 times better. Not so much, okay? Because by doing intense exercise, what you're doing is you're actually exacerbating the problem by prolonging the time that you spend in the fight or flight. It's a balance, okay? All right, so now we're going to come to the part where we're not working on the 6 energy lines that has to do with the fingers, and then later on we're going to work on the 6 energy line that has to do with the toe, and then after that, then we're going to continue with the program, okay? And we do this by energizing with an air pocket. So open the shoulders, sit up straight, bringing the right hand in front, making we call the empty hand. So it's an air pocket. I'm going to put the fingers on top of the shoulder. There's an important energy point here. And then the gate to the cloud is right here. So you want to press that with the palm. Now we're going to turn the head slightly to the right. Listen with your left ear. So imagine like your body is like the drum, okay? And you're going to beat it one, twice, like that. Everyone, we're going to listen very intensely. First, we're going to wake up. Get ready. Wake up. And continue. Now we're going to turn, open the shoulder again, sit up straight, heads to the left hand, empty hand, fingers on top. Listen with the right ear, wake up, and continue. Okay, now I'm going to move on to another point. Now, the Chinese actually divide the heart into 2 energy lines. One has to do with the emotional part of the heart. The other one has to do with the physical part of the heart. So this very important energy point has to do with the emotional part, okay? Open the shoulders, sit up straight, lifting your left hand, putting the elbow on top of the head, and then pinching the right ear. I'll talk about this energy point in a minute. And now heads to the right. Listen with the left ear, left hand, empty hand. Get ready. Wake up. Continue. The other side. Left hand, get ready, go. And continue. Okay, now open the shoulder, back to our good friend, the elbow. Okay, so we're going to stretch out the elbow, lock the elbow, hands at the eye level, elbow above the heart. We're going to take the right hand, form empty hand. We're going to put the fingers on top and the center of the palm pressing on the side. This energy point that I talk about, it continues its travel to the side. And then the two energy point here has to do with the physical part of the heart, what we call the pericardium and the lung. Okay, so this is a very important part. Get ready. Right hand, empty hand. Two things, empty hand, lock your elbow. Okay, get ready, wake up, continue. Okay, the other side, lock your elbow, empty hand, fingers on top, get ready, listen with the right ear, wake up, continue. Okay, now the next one has to do with the back, a bunch of energy points in the back, but we're going to pick two. The one that we can reach with a right hand on top has to do with the heart. The one that we can reach with the left hand all the way around on the lower back has to do with the kidney. The kidney, I'm going to talk about that, but the kidney belongs to water and the heart belongs to fire. So this one is called turning the water and fire, right? It's turning like you're turning like a vertical windmill. Get ready, open the shoulder, left hand on top, right hand on top, left hand on the bottom using the back of the hand. Get ready, go. Okay, and relax. Now we're going to move from the upper part of the body, from the fingers to the toes. Okay, now there are 12 energy lines. The 12 energy lines, but the energy lines are divided into yin and yang. So for each of the yin energy, there's an organ associated with that. And for each of the yang energy line, there's another organ associated with that. But there's a difference between the yin organ and the yang organ. If I translate it, the yin organ is what we call the treasure organs. These are the organs that contain the essence of life. Whereas the yang organs is what we call the vessel organ. These are the organs that you use to consume, to digest, and to manage waste. Right? So like the yang organs would be the intestines, small and large, the stomach, okay, and so forth. But the yin organ, the treasure organ, is the most important. So what are the yin organs? There are two associated with the hand because the heart is split into two. So there's actually three yin energy line. That's the heart and the lung. There's another three associated with the toes, and there are the kidney, the liver, and the splint. Okay, now Western medicine doesn't think much about the splint. In fact, they would remove it. Okay, the Chinese think differently. So when I started, I said the word for today is recharge. And embedded in the word recharge is the word charge. And fundamental to the word charge means that you must have some kind of reserve. And when you charge is when you deplete the reserve. But at some point, you have to fall back and recharge, put back on the reserve. So in this context, the reserve is the treasure organs. It's the treasure organs, okay? And by recharge, we means that we want to maintain the harmony among these treasure organs. So very often we think in very simplistic terms. So when we say maintaining harmony, oh, okay, that's yin and yang. No, yin and yang is an abstraction, it's a simplification. When we talk about harmony, it's really between the five elements, maintaining the harmony between the five elements. So what are the five elements? The water, the plant, the fire, the soil, and the mineral. And each one of them has a generative effect. One helps the other. It's synergetic. Now, this is actually very, very scientific. It's amazingly scientific. Think about the Earth, how the planet Earth is such a unique planet that we haven't been able to find a similar one yet. We will at some point, but not yet. And the reason that it can support life is not just that it has water, but it has these other things. But water comes first. Without water, there's no life, right? So when we try to find life in the universe, we look for water. But once you have water, then life comes in the form of algae or some things that would just grow in water. So that's the water and the plant, right? Because animal comes from plant, right? Animal comes from plant because of a virus attack. So we think so much about virus, we don't understand that virus is what causes life to begin with. But anyway, water is the source of life. Plant is the first realization of life. Once you have life forms, it starts photogenesis. Now you have fire, you have warmth. And once you have warmth, then the soil becomes usable, right? Because otherwise you have frozen ground, who cares? But the soil becomes to warm up, and now you can actually have more life, and life can then make progress, right? Evolve. But what's more important is that the soil contains the mineral, and the mineral is really what adds vitality to the water. So that is easy to understand. That is very scientific. In addition to the generative effect, one to the other, there is also what it would call a restrictive effect. For example, water restricts fire, right? So think about how the planet eventually evolved. If all you have fire, the whole thing would burn up like Mars, right? So you gotta have water to put out the fire. The fire melts the metal. The metal is the one that cleaves the wood, the plant. The wood is the one that reinforces the soil. And the soil is the one that actually can prevent flood. So you have this generative effect, and then you have these, interestingly, these governing effect, and that's yin and yang. Now, how does that apply to our body? Water is the kidney. We underestimate the importance of the kidney. Kidney is the foundation of life. Kidney is water. Without kidney, you will die. God gave you two for a reason. Now, there's a saying that when you have water, then you can start, when you have kidney, then the liver will start to function, because the liver is plant, is wood. That makes sense, right? Because the kidney is what contains the essence that can produce marrow, and marrow would then is the one that generates red blood cell and white blood cell in the kidney, in the liver. Well, the liver generates blood. Now the heart has a function. It generates heat. Then the next thing is the soil. And in the Chinese medicine, the soil is the splint. The splint is like traffic coordinator. It's like it's the one that coordinate everything. It's the soil. Then the splint then helps the lung. That's why this is called the gate to the cloud. This is a very important energy point for the cloud. Because the cloud is not, the lung is not just to breathe. The lung is actually taking breath, taking mineral, taking nutrients from the outside, and then using the bloodstream to distribute all through the body. It's the 5 organs working together that maintains harmony. But fundamentally, it's the kidney. So now we're going to move on to the very bottom part of your feet, which is where the kidney starts, okay? And this is what we've been calling the chi therapy. Now, I have a way of, okay, now we're going to try this and see if that works well. Okay, now we're going to do some feet massage. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the beginning of the kidney energy line, which is at the bottom of the feet, okay, at the very bottom center of the feet. Okay, but before we do that, before we get to the center, we got to work around it. Okay, work around it. Now, keep in mind that we have 6 energy lines originating from the feet. 5 of them actually originate from the toes. Okay, and doing a foot massage and doing it properly is the best gift you can ever give to anyone, including yourself. So when we do massage, foot massage, we take it very seriously. We're going to massage the toes. We're going to massage this area called the ball of the bottom of the feet. We're going to massage the heel, and then we're going to massage the arch, all right, before we come to the center. Now, when we massage the toe, break it down, okay? We're going to massage the toe. We're going to start with the flat part that is touching the ground. And we take this very seriously, okay? Take this very seriously, massage one at a time. Now, the toe is where the energy line associated with the splint starts. The big toe. The little toe is the bladder energy line. Now, so after we massage the part that touches the floor, we're going to come back to what I call the neck area. We're going to massage that. Okay, take this very seriously. There's no, it wouldn't matter which foot first. Absolutely not. I am right-handed, so obviously I start with the left foot, right? Okay, now we got that done, and now we're going to massage the edge, okay, the 2 sides, left and right. When we massage the toe and the little toe, which are the outside, we start at the bone. Okay, now we're going to go inside, one at a time. Don't skip, okay? Don't skip. Don't skip because your life depends on it. Okay, now when we get to the last one, we can massage the bone. All right. Now we're going to flip it over. We're not done with the toes yet. Now notice that we have 5 toes, and then we have 4 lines in between. So we're going to massage that one at a time, starting with the big toe. This is where the energy line starts, and there's a lot of very important energy points in this area. Okay, come back to the big toe. All right, so now we're done with the toe. So we're going to massage the ball, right, this big pad area. And then now we're going to massage the heel. The heel has thick skin, so we're going to use a pincher, right? And then we're going to massage the arch, which has a lot of energy points. And we're actually going to come back to the arch. Okay, so now we got it all going. It's time to really work on the mother of all energy points, which is something we call the gushing spring. The gushing spring is right in the center, not the geometric center. Actually, if you cover up your toe, it's 1/3 of the way down. Okay, you can feel it can. Now we're going to use 2 thumbs, and we're going to just really press down on that. Really dig into it, right? So this is the beginning of the kidney. Kidney is water. Water is the source of life. Okay, I cannot overemphasize the importance of these energy points. Okay, now we're going to make a knuckle. Now the important part is that you focus on your knuckle. Don't let your mind drift away. Focus on your knuckle. Use your mental force. Really dig into that. Okay, now we're going to work from here all the way up to here, okay? So we're going to do 2, 2, and 2, huh? All right, so now we're going to put your fingers on the gushing spring, and then just come across onto the arch and just press down, and you can feel a little bit of tenderness when you do that. Okay, that's one. The other one is that come down on the arch before you hit the heel. Press on that. That's 2. The other 2 is starting at the angle. Okay, go down towards, as if you're drawing a cross. Go down to the bottom of the feet until you feel like a little indentation. Press down on that. Okay, now come back to the angle. Go the other side towards the Achilles heel. Press down on that. Okay, now there's 2 more. One, now go towards this way now. One is you measure 2 fingers, you press down on the bone, it's south of the bone, press down on that. Come back to the angle, 4 fingers, press down on that. Okay, they all have names. This one is called the 3 yin meet. This is where kidney, splint, and the liver meets. Okay, now massage that. Now we're going to work on the right side, or for those of you who start on the right, now it's time to work on the left. Okay. All right. Now again, toes, the pad, the knee, the arch before you get to the center. Okay. Take it very seriously, one at a time. One at a time. Okay, now you're done with this part that touches the floor. Now you work on the neck. Okay, one at a time. Okay, now work on the 2 sides. Okay, on the outside we start at the bone, go up and down, go up and down. Now work on the inside. 1 toe at a time, okay? 1 toe at a time. 1 toe at a time. Okay, now flip it over. Top of the feet between the toes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Flip it back over. Work on this pad area. And work on the heel area. Work on the arch area. And then, now we come to the center, okay? So this is the gushing spring, 1/3 of the way down center, not the geometric center. And really dig into that. And then now making a knuckle, focus on the knuckle. Dig into that. Dig into that. Okay, now we're going to massage all the way up to here, okay? All the way up to here. So gushing spring, come up to the arch, press down on that. And then now come down along the arch before you hit the heel. Come down on that. And then now that's 2. The other 2 is around the ankle. Okay, start at the ankle, go towards the bottom of the feet until you find that pit. And then now go the other side. If you're at home and sometimes the reception is choppy, I guarantee you somebody's using the microwave. Okay, now angle 2 more, 2 fingers, south of the bone. And then back to the angle, 4 fingers, south of the bone. So, okay, and massage. So Amy asked a question. It says, is there a book that I can read so I can learn more? And because I have chronic illness, and I think this would help me. So first of all, I want to thank you for your comment. I want to encourage you to continue with your practice, either every Saturday live, or go to our YouTube channel and just keep watching the recording. At the minimum, join a circle so you can ask questions there, and other students can provide answers as well. But the one thing that I want to talk about is the difference between teaching from a book versus teaching from your experience. So as some of you know, I was a professor for 9 years, taught at UCLA, assistant professor actually. And I often talk about the difference between teaching undergraduate versus teaching graduate. So undergraduates are the 4-year students, 4-year degree students. They come in, we show up every week, every other day. We teach from the book. They have the same book as we do. I don't open the book. In the beginning, when I was teaching, I would prepare. I would like study for a week, and then I go to the class. After a while, I study it the night before, and then after a while, I just study it right before class. That's all it takes. That's how simple it is to teach from a book. But teaching from a book is not the same as teaching from experience. Everybody can have the same book. Teaching from experience is teaching from what you understand, what you learn, and that's graduate school. Graduate school, we don't have books because the book has not been written yet. So I'm not trying to say anything other than that there is no book. But more important than the book is your own experience. So you can't just come and then expect that this is all you need to do. It's experience. Just the location of the energy point is different from person to person. It's different from from time to day. So you actually have to experience. You have to find it. You have to feel it. Okay? So let's just continue. All right, so now we're done with massage and we started to energize, okay? So we're gonna do the bottom of the feet first. And this is similar to when we pat the back, when we talk about mixing the water and fire. So the bottom of your feet belongs to the kidney, that's water. The center of your feet belongs to water. The center of your palm belongs to fire. So when we talk about harmony, it's a harmony between water and fire. And so this is actually a very good exercise, very, very good exercise. And this one I added only recently. There's another one that I added recently which has to do with the pinching of the ear. Both of them came from a book that was written in the Ming Dynasty from a Chinese medical doctor, traditional medicine doctor, when he was 118 years old, and he attributed these two exercises to longevity. So this is what you do. You locate the center of your feet, right, which is right here. You locate the center of your hand. This is water, this is fire. You put them together. You line up the fingers with the toes. You arch the feet a little bit, and you form an empty hand. Most importantly, you straighten your spine. Why is it so important to straighten your spine? Because you want the energy to flow, okay? Get ready, and not too hard, not too soft. It would be the same if you're clapping hands, okay? Get ready, concentrate, go. Massage. And the other side, same thing, arch the feet, okay, make empty hands, sit up straight, get ready, continue. And massage. All right. Now we're going to move up, and eventually we move up to the top of the head. Okay. T made a joke about 118. Who wants to live until 118? I think if you're there's some argument about not wanting to live until you're forget about 118. What's the point of living to 18 if you're not making contribution to society? That's how I feel. So I think as long as you're making contribution to society, it shouldn't matter how old you live. The problem with Western society is that all our scientific advancement is about eliminating symptoms without curing the underlying disease. And as you get old, so we talk about the three dimensions of existence: the body, the chi, and the mind. What's the problem with focusing only on the body and ignoring the chi in the mind? What's the point? Well, if you ever visited an old people home, you will understand the point. All right, so we're going to massage, which is going to work on 3 yang lines, okay? The one on the side, exposing to the sun, is the gallbladder. The one in the front, exposing to the sun, is the stomach. The one in the back, also exposed to the sun, is the bladder. Now, it turns out that the gallbladder energy line travels all the way up the top of the head. So it's a very, very important energy line if you want to maintain your mental acuity, okay? So I work on my dad every day, and it helps him. He suffers from dementia. This is a very important point if you don't want to be part of that population right now. 1 out of 6 is suffering from dementia. Go to Google Map and look for memory care. You'll be surprised how many people right now are hidden away because of dementia. Okay, all right. I'm going to take 2 energy points above the knee, 3 energy points below the knee. Get ready, straighten up your spine. Let's go. Oh, before we do that, make sure that you use empty fist, okay? So don't do this. Just make an empty fist. Huh? Sit up straight. Get ready. Go. Now move towards the knee. Get ready. Go. Now, then we have 3 energy points below the knee on the side now, okay? So the first energy point is called the spring at the bottom of the heel. So the heel is right here. That's the bone. Now go down until you don't feel the bone anymore. It's right here. Okay? Get ready, go. And now 2 in the middle. And all the way down. Okay, now we're going to work on the stomach energy line, which is the yang energy line that protects the splint. The stomach and the splint, a combination, is very important. It's very important for digestion. It's very important for your metabolic. Okay, now the way to locate this point is you come back to the knee and you identify these 2 dimples. You go down with 4 fingers, locate the bone in front, and it's just outside the bone. Get ready, go. And then now measure another 4 fingers, also outside the bone. Get ready, go. Okay, now massage. Okay, so now we have 1 more energy point left before we work on the upper body, and then before we work on the floor. And that's right in the back of the calf. Now, this is the energy line that is named after the bladder. It's a yang energy line that protects the kidney. This is a very important energy point. This calf right here is the on-off switch for the kidney. The kidney supplies all the essence for your heart and your lung. Without that, you wouldn't survive. I mean, you would not have good health. But in order to turn this on, requires this. That's why it's so important that after a surgery, when you're under anesthesia, that the Western doctor will ask you to walk And that's why it's so important that when you're taking care of elderlies, you don't want him to lie in bed and feed him, or to change his diapers when he's lying in bed, even though he wants to. You gotta force him to walk, because without walking, you're not activating the kidney, and without the kidney, the person would die. Okay, this is that important. All right, now hold using one hand. Dying is not as scary as dying slowly. Get ready? Go. Okay, the other side. Get ready? On the calf, huh? Okay, now we're done with the feet. This whole region is called the earth, because this is the important energy point for the earth. Now we eventually move to the heaven, but in between is the being, and the important energy point for the being is the center of your palm. Okay, so the energy lines, the three essence energy lines, three treasure energy line, is the lung, is the pericardium, and the heart. Okay, so the pericardium is right here. So you take your middle fingers, you fold it until you find the center of your palm, and then you move so that it's between your middle finger and your ring finger, and you press down on that. Again, now you move one over so that you're between the ring finger and the pinky, and now same thing on the other side, and move one over. Okay, now those two has to do with the heart, both the physical part and the emotional part. The other two has to do with the lung. Okay, so associated with the lung is the large intestine, is the yang energy line. The important energy point here is called the merging valley. So you take your thumb and the index finger, you form a valley. You come into the valley and you press towards the thumb. Okay, now the other side, same thing. So bad circulation is the source of all your modern day lifestyle disease. Okay, constipation. Constipation is because your qi is very bad, and when your qi is very bad, you have constipation. Qi has to do with the lung. Lung is associated with the large intestine. You start to have very bad skin because the lung is the one to care about this the skin. Okay. Similarly, with the kidney is the one that take care of the hair. So if your hair turn white before its age, or you're losing hair, that's a bad sign. Okay, it's giving you a lot of bad sign. Okay, now before we move away from the fingers, we want to pull our fingers one at a time. And now we want to massage the fingernails, improve our circulation. One at a time. So Martha talks about acupuncture points, acupressure points. Someone else talked about reflexology. Those are all good stuff, okay? And I'm hoping that you don't think that this is the end all and be all, but rather it opens a portal for you to really appreciate the Eastern philosophy towards health, and just find the modality that works for you, okay? Okay, now we move towards the top of our head. But before we do that, I talk about the two exercise that this 118-year-old doctor, who was still practicing, by the way, when he was 118. I have no idea when did he pass away, what age did he pass away. And one was the patting the bottom of the feet. The other one is massaging the ear. Now, reflexology is similar in idea with the ear. The ear reflects the fetus. So when the baby was first developed, before you could see anything that resembles a human being or even any kind of life form, it already have all the energy in there that you need, all the essence in there that you need. And that actually is the shape of your ear. That's what the Chinese believe. And so by massaging and more accurately squeezing the ear, you're actually massaging the internal organs and relieving the stress in the internal organs. The only thing is that the ear is upside down according to your body. So when we talk about the body divided into three sections, above the diaphragm, between the diaphragm and the belly buttons, and below the diaphragm, it's flipped upside down. So the upper part is actually the kidney and the bladder, and the lower part is the heart and the lung. Okay? All right, so now we're going to do one ear at a time. We're going to take a thumb and we're going to put it right here. And then we're going to take an index finger and just squeeze that soft bone. It doesn't hurt. It's just squeeze. Now we're going to take our thumb out, take the index finger, put it where the thumb was and massage. Now we're going to put the index finger in the middle, put the thumb in behind and squeeze. Now we're going to take the index finger and rest it on the very bottom part and squeeze the lower part. And now we're going to come back to this part that we worked on before and squeeze that. This actually is an important energy point that would help with your high blood pressure. So I was told, okay? All right, now we take the index finger and massage. So I have to do my blood test every 3 months. And so I am a diabetic, but under medications, I would be what's considered pre-diabetic. So I'm pretty happy with that. But everything else about me is good. No problem with high blood pressure, no problem with triglyceride, no problem with cholesterol, no problem with fatty acid, none of those, because all of them are stress related. All of them are stress related. Okay? So there's hope, huh? Okay, now we're going to put a thumb in here, put the index finger in here, squeeze. And then take the thumb out, put the index fingers in here. And then putting the index finger in the middle, the thumb behind. And then putting the index finger below and squeeze. Now come back to this part, squeeze one more time. Putting the index finger behind, massage. And now we're going to sit up properly, open the shoulder, putting the hands behind the ear, stretch the ear. 1 time, 2 time, 3 time. Okay, now we're going to work on the top of the head. But before we do that, we're going to use our 10 fingers as comb. We're going to start at the forehead and comb right here all the way down to the neck 1 time. Massage the head. 3, 4, and 5. Now we're going to do 5 more times, this time on the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now we're going to work on the top of the head. So to do that, you got to make sure that your chi is running properly. Hang on just 1 second. There you go. Okay, now the gushing spring, the earth energy point, make sure that is pressing on the floor now. We're sitting on the edge of the chair, press that on the floor. Now we're going to straighten up our spine so the chi runs along your spine, the yang energy runs along the spine. Open your shoulder, relax. Take 10 fingers and go vertical in the top of the head and around. We're going to do 30 times stationary. Get ready, go. Okay, now we're going to do 30 times front and back. Okay, comb again. Okay, now we're going to work on the face, okay? Massage your face. And we're going to work on our eye, the nose, and the lip, huh? Okay, now, remember the palace of labor, right here? So we're going to crisscross our hand and just rub that. Okay, rub that, generate some heat. Sit up straight. Now we're going to use empty hands, so making and put it on the eye. Don't press your eyeball, okay? Don't press your eyeball, just let the heat heal your eye. Now what's interesting is that you don't feel much the first time. Now let's do it the second time. And same thing the second time. All of a sudden you feel it. You really, really feel it. Get ready, go. Feel it, huh? One last time. This time you really feel it. And oh, that feels good. Okay, now take the 2 index finger, put it in the beginning of the eyebrow. You find a little tip there. Massage that. And then sit up straight, put the 2 fingers in between the eyebrow, squeeze the eyebrow. Okay, now take the right thumb, put it under your eye bag from the corner to the tail. Okay, massage. And then the other side. So when you massage these energy points and you're naturally relaxed, you stop the hormone, you stop the stress hormone. So you're dissipating the cortisol. The cortisol destroys collagen. So this actually improves your skin tone, remove some wrinkles, okay? Not such a bad idea. Okay, now take the index finger, put it outside your nose, don't squeeze your nose, and then now massage. So this helps a lot of things, including your sinus. And now take 2 fingers, start at the corner of your eye, go down to the corner of your mouth. And then now take 2 fingers, put it between your bottom of your nose and the upper part of your lip. This is actually where the yang and the yin meets, okay? Now sit up straight, very gently, okay? Okay, and relax, massage. Okay, now we're going to work on the floor. There's one more important energy point that we've got to work on, okay? And then there will be an hour and a half already. Okay, now we're going to stand properly. Okay, how do you stand properly? You stand properly means that the gushing spring is touching the floor, and the top of the shoulder, which I forgot to mention today, it's the well on the shoulder. The well has to be on top of the spring. Open your shoulder, relax. And now the 100 meet, where all the yang energy meets, has to be on top of the yin meet, which is at the bottom of the torso. That's what I meant by standing properly. Now you take your 2 hands and you massage this area, this core area. This is the bottleneck for 5 of the 6 energy line. Okay, now you make a soft fist like this. Okay, very softly. Get ready, go. Okay, now comes to a very important energy point right behind your knee, which together with the one in the calf supports the kidney. So you want to bend your knee slightly. You want to take 4 fingers, put it behind, the thumb on the side. Get ready, go. Continue. Okay, now we come to this one last exercise which connects the earth with the heaven, with you existing harmoniously between them. We stand, we grab the carpet or your yoga mat with the 10 toes, We open the shoulder. And then we're going to stand on the toes. As you stand on the toes, you feel the energy rising. And follow it until you get to the top of the head and stay focused on the top of the head. Don't come down until I tell you to. Okay, get ready. Just relax. Stand on your toes. And then when you come down, impact the heel. The heel is the bladder, that's yang. So when you stand on it, you're activating, remember I talked about activating the calf? You're activating the yin energy. Yin energy rise and then comes down. Okay, get ready. Second time. Rise. Stay on top of the head. And come down. And relax. Completely relax. Second time. Stand on your toes. And come down. One last time, stand on your toes and come down and relax. Completely relax. Okay, now we're going to stand on our left foot, stay focused on top of the head. We're going to kick the right foot 3 times. Each time you kick, your mind goes somewhere else. You got to grab it back to the top of the head. Okay. This is the practice. Okay, get ready. 1, come back to the head. 2, come back to the head. 3, come back to the head. The other side. So this is like the finger exercise, but done with the toe, okay? Get ready. Come back to the head. Come back. Come back. Okay, relax. So this is the first hour and a half. Huh? What this does is that all we're doing is we're clearing the energy line, energy passage, the secondary energy lines. 6 on the fingers, 6 on the toe. Now today we're going to be doing Yi Jing Jing. For the advanced student, we're going to be doing Yi Jing Jing. I'll talk about that. But before that, we're going to do some lying down meditation. Okay? So these days, not every night, because I need to rest but to give my mom some rest, I stay over with my dad. And when I stay with my dad, it's very hard I would have to wake up, in the middle of the night, either check on him, or when he wakes up, I got to take him to the bathroom. All kinds of stuff happens at night. So, but it's very important that I go back to sleep right away. And so this is how I go back to sleep. I meditate. So for those of you who are here for the first time, or maybe learning how to meditate lying down for the first time, here's what you do. First you lie down, that makes sense. Then you find a pillow, so because in the absence of pillow, your head falls down like that and all your blood rushes to your brain. You don't want that. You find a pillow just the right size, so you're not this, but just comfortable, and so the head is slightly elevated. But you don't want to do this like this. You don't want to sleep like this, because when you sleep like this, you're pressing down on the back of your head. That's not what you want. What you want to do is you want to sleep on the side. Now, I prefer to sleep on the right side, but actually when I sleep over to my dad, I don't have that choice. So I would sleep on the other side. Now, when you sleep on the other side, now stretch your feet. Now, you will notice that the bone is actually touching the bone, which is very uncomfortable. And if you want to do lying down meditation for any length of time, this becomes painful. So what you want to do is you want to take one of the feet or both the feet, slightly adjust so that the bones are actually touching the muscle. Then you want to roll back, looking at the ceiling again, and you want to either grab a small pillow or blanket, and you want to tuck that below your rib cage, just the right amount so that when you roll back, you feel the pressure, but not to a point where you feel discomfortable. Okay? Now then you can put your hand anywhere you want. I usually put one on top of my head and the other one right here, because in case I don't have a pillow, I would use my hand. Now what you want to do is you want to convince yourself that you're actually meditating by focusing on your breath. So even at night when you want to go back to sleep, you don't say, I want to go back to sleep. You say, I want to meditate. if I happen to go to sleep, that would be good. Okay, so now we're going to meditate and also rest the body before we do Jing Jing for 3 minutes. And just concentrate, keep focusing on your breath, relax, the entire body relax. 3 minutes. Keep focusing on your breath. This is how you go to sleep at night, okay? Open your eyes very slowly. We're going to sit for another 3 minutes. Now, when we do lying down meditation, we say we lie down like the bowl. So even though we lie down, we're completely still. In fact, we're full of energy, just like the bowl. Okay, the bowl doesn't look much, but it's full of energy. And when we lie down, we develop what we call the water element. And when we sit, we actually develop the earth element. So it's always good to lie down first before you sit, so we can use the water to irrigate the soil, irrigate the earth. Now I'm going to talk about the proper way of sitting, so I don't have to repeat it when we get to the last sit. So we sit for therapy. We sit to maintain the balance between our yin and yang, between our sympathetic and our parasympathetic. So we start with the proper posture, which means that we sit like the bell. The feet has to be firmly on the ground. Don't use any of your muscles. If you don't sit like I do, you sit like this, put pillows, okay? Or if you sit on the chair, make sure that you're just touching the floor, you're not hanging, the feet are not hanging. So this is the pedestal for the bell. The bell has a little clapper in the middle, which needs to be hang from the ceiling. So your spine is that clapper. So you sit and imagine somebody is pulling the hair so that your spine is completely straight. Now you move to your shoulder, you open your shoulder, you relax your shoulder so it's symmetrical left and right and balance between front and back. Now you take your forehead, you lean back so that the weight of the head is on your spine. Lean back until your neck touches your collar And then you tuck in your chin. So you're looking at the floor. Okay, now at this point, you want to take your entire upper body and lean forward. And then as you lean back, you hold your hip in place so that you're actually applying pressure on your adrenal gland right behind here. Okay, and lean back, lean back, lean back, lean back to almost when you felt over. Now you're actually putting pressure on the adrenal gland, preventing it from excreting any more stress hormone. Now you come to your eye, you relax your eyelid, so you can actually, even with one eye or two eyes, up to you, but at least you can see through your eyelashes, you can see the floor, you can see your knee, you can see your hand, relax. Now you take your tongue, the tip of the tongue should touch where the teeth and the roof of your mouth meets, right behind this energy point. So this does two things. One is that it reactivates your saliva gland. Okay? That's why I said too much exercise might not be good for you, because one of the things that happens when you do a lot of exercise, you become very thirsty. Why is this that you become so thirsty? Because when you're in the flight or flight, the first thing it does is it turns off your saliva gland. That's why you're thirsty. So you want to come back to the rest and digest. You want to reactivate the saliva gland. And so putting the tongue at the roof of your mouth, between the teeth and the roof of your mouth, activates that. That's one. The other one is that it also provides a conductive path, okay, which we will use in a minute. So, but at this moment, all I want you to do is maintain this posture and then focus on your breath. And we're going to sit for 3 minutes. Just relax and rest, because we're going to do Yi Jing Jing in a minute. Focus on your stomach. Don't focus on your nostril. Nostril is too close to your brain. Focus on your stomach. Open your eyes. Okay, so now we're going to do Yi Jing Jing. Not sure how many of you are still out there. And so some people would call this Qigong. You can if you want. And I go by the name that my master used, which is Dao Yan, to guide and to entice. To guide and to entice the Qi within you. Dao Yan, that's what it means. Now, this Yi Jing Jing came from Bodhidharma, a North Indian yogi who visited China in the, I believe it was either the 5th or the 4th century. And so it actually has a yogic practice, a yogic tradition. Now, this has 15 forms, and the last one is really just relaxing, so there's 14 forms. Now, interestingly, the body has 14 energy lines. 6 of them has to do with the fingers, 6 of them has to do with the toes. In addition, there's 2 primary. And as you practice this, you will start to see how each of the exercise one of the energy line or exercise a combination of them. But in any way, it's a very good exercise because it combines the 3 chronological form of exercise: cardio, stretching, and strength building. Okay? All right, so we start by standing properly, which again means that the feet has to be firmly on the ground. The gushing spring has to line up with the well on the shoulder. The 100 meat has to line up with the yin meat. And then now we're going to take a toe, we're going to turn it inward 45 degrees. What that does is that it loosens up your knee, unlock your knee, activate your calf and your thigh, let the fire energy come up. Okay, so this is called the goat stand. Now the first form is called the spirit boosting palms. So right away your focus ought to be at the center of your palm. Open your shoulder. We're not looking for momentum. You don't have to go like bang like this. Just what we're looking for is mental force. Mind, body together. Get ready? Go. And you feel the vibration traveling up your spine all the way to the top of your head and reverberate. Now what you want to do is relax. 1 breath, 2 breaths. Okay, so this obviously work on the what's called the governing vessel, which is your spine, right? That makes sense. Get ready. Spirit boosting palm, open your shoulder. Go. And relax. 1 breath, 2 breaths. Okay, so when I say go, you check your mind. Make sure your mind and your hand are together. 1 last time. Get ready. Open your shoulder. Go. And relax. Completely relax. The next one is called pointing the wantail. Wantail is an energy point right here. It's just part of the gallbladder. But we point it. Point is also a noun, which means thumb. So we're using the thumb to point without touching. We roll up our fingers, and now we take a thumb and we bend it upward as if you're lifting 2 buckets of water. And then relax without lowering your hand, without breaking that energy loop. Second time, lift up your thumb as if you're lifting up 2 buckets of water. And relax. 1 last time, lift up the 2 buckets of water and relax. I believe this has to do with the large intestine energy line because it opens up this point. The next one is also with the thumb, called the beginner's mind. The thumb is in the center of the palm. Then we're going to roll up the 4 fingers and we're going to squeeze the thumb inward. And relax. Second time, beginner's mind, squeeze the thumb inward and relax. 1 last time, squeeze the thumb inward and relax. I believe this has to do with the lung energy line. I could be wrong. Then we're going to take a deep breath. This is definitely the yin energy, primary line, right? This is called the conception energy line. Get ready, take a deep breath, breathe in. Relax. Now close the elbow. You feel the stress in the back. So this one has to do with the bladder energy line, which is in the back. And you stretch your back and relax. Second time, bring your elbows together. Stretch your back and relax. One last time. Stretch your back and relax. One breath, two breaths. Now lift up your arm, fist on top of the head. Open your fingers, let the blood flow. And then roll your fist, one joint, two joint, lock it with the thumb. Open your shoulder, squeeze. This is very cardio. This has to do with the pericardium. Second time, roll your fist, squeeze, and relax. One last time, open your shoulder, roll your fist, squeeze, and relax. Next one is called stabbing the shoulder. Open your shoulder, grab a dagger, and stab, and relax. Second time, open your shoulder, grab a dagger, stab, and relax. Open your shoulder, stab, and relax. Next one is called the cross. Now we don't punch, we stretch. We're stretching the upper arm. Okay, this is called the triple warmer, remember? All right, now rotate your wrist, relax your wrist, roll up your fist, take a deep breath, and push, and relax. Second time, push, and relax. One last time, push, and relax. Front hanging, okay, lock your elbow. Similar, rotate your wrists, roll your fist, and push, and relax. Second time, push, and relax. One last time, push, and relax. Top of the head, imagine you have a bar, a pillow bar. Grab that and lift up, okay? Lift up your body, doing your chin up. Lift up your body. This is strength building, no doubt. Relax. Second time, lift up your body and relax. One last time, lift up your body and relax. Next one, fist to the fist, pulling the bowl, okay? Imagine you have two bowls. Or for those of you who still remember what a phone book looks like, what a yellow page looks like, it's called the ripping the yellow page, okay? Rip and relax. Second time, rip and relax. One last time, rip and relax. Next time it's called swallowing. Now is the time to check to see if you have any saliva. Because when I asked you to relax, you didn't relax, your mouth would stay dry. But now you're full of saliva, so collect all of them and swallow. And then now go down. Check your goat stand, back of the hand touching, heads parallel to the floor. Squeeze the fist 3 times. 1 time, 2 times, relax, 3 times, relax. Flip your hand. Okay, now breathe in. And this is kidney. Breathe in again. Now we're going to jump. This is obviously the activating the calf, helping the kidney. Now push. And then relax. Okay, close your eye. Imagine the universe in front of you. And then take a deep breath. Swallow the universe, and then relax, completely relax, relax some more. Okay, now we're going to sit. We got all the pieces now. We got all the pieces now. Time to experience the chi for real, okay? 3 steps. First step is the posture. Okay, sit properly, stretch your spine, open your shoulder, lean back your forehead, tuck in your chin, maintaining pressure on your kidney. Okay, loosening up your eyelid, touching the roof of your mouth, reactivating a saliva gland. This one, we call it one pillar supporting the sky. Now the second part is focusing on the breath, focusing on the stomach. As soon as we know that we're breathing in, you feel the stomach expanding, just expand, relax the stomach. As soon as you know that you're breathing out, you feel that your stomach contracts, bring in your stomach. We call this intentional breathing. So you just help you focusing on the stomach. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. And as you do that, try to make the breath longer and longer and longer. Now, just these two parts is extremely good for your health. First, your posture activates the rest and digest. Second, you're massaging your internal organs, okay? Guiding and enticing your body into the rest and digest mode. That too is already very good. Now, what you want to do is, as you do this, you're actually generating free electrons with your intestine. And what you want to do is you want to guide that up your spine and then down, okay? So you do that by coming back to your posture, maintaining your posture, relax. And as soon as you breathe in, you start at the bottom of your spine and you go up your spine to the shoulder, to the back of your head, to the top of your head. And then as soon as you know that you're breathing out, you start at the forehead, come down to the bridge of your nose, come down to your lip, cross your tongue to your chin, to your neck, to your chest, to your upper part of your stomach, to your belly buttons, all the way down. And then when you breathe in again, you start at the bottom of your spine, go up. And what you're doing is that by making your breathing and your circulation coherent, you start to generate magnetic field, and the magnetic field will couple with the magnetic field on earth and heaven, and now you become part of the universe, and you're in harmony with your universe. So this part we call it the wandering dragon chasing the pearl. The pearl is what rises up, and you just follow the pearl. Okay? So in the beginning it's very intentional, but after a while you start to feel the energy. Okay? No, just relax. The more you look for it, the harder it is to actually experience. So just relax. As you breathe in, go up. When you go up, take the body with you. Stretch your spine, open your shoulder. Lean back your forehead, tuck in your chin. And as it comes down, breathe out. Just let it come down on its own from the forehead down and lean back. So you're still one pillar, okay, supporting the sky. All the way down, you feel the weight on the feet, okay? All right, so we do that for, let's do this for 5 minutes, okay? If you don't feel anything, don't get discouraged, okay? Don't get discouraged. Just the first part, the posture is already very good for your health. It's very therapeutic, let alone the deep breathing, and let alone what we call the microcosmic orbit, okay? So, 5 minutes. Open your eyes. So someone asked the question when I was talking about hair and how hair has to do with the kidney, like the skin has to do with the lung. And the question is that what can you do for losing hair? Unfortunately, I'm not speaking from experience. My problem is not that I don't have enough hair, it's that my hair gets very white, which is okay. My family is like that. I would just say that if it is true, if what I said is true, that hair has to do with the kidney, then I would start with the kidney. Now, let me talk about the symptoms for having a overstressed kidney. Constipation, losing hair, very cold hand and cold feet, urinating at night more than once, and having problem walking or climbing the stairs. All that are symptoms that are telling you that you have an overstressed kidney. The other one is very common and we typically misassociate with something else, which is having a lower back problem. Now, the Chinese believe that the lower back is inseparable from the kidney. It is the mention for protecting the kidney. So those are the symptoms that is telling you that you have an overstressed kidney. Overstressed kidney is very common. We are doing nothing but overstressing our kidney living in modern society. We don't eat well. In fact, most of us don't even eat real food. We go to Costco and we get packaged calories. So it's not even about red meat, white meat, or vegetable, just food, just eating real food. Now, of course, beyond that, having a good balance between meat and vegetable is important. And most people say that actually if you eat too much meat, you have problems too. So I would just say find a balance. Now, at the same time, being a vegetarian doesn't guarantee health because a lot of the vegetarian dish is high in carbohydrate. So you gotta find the right balance on the way you eat. Then it's about drinking. We don't drink enough good quality water. Remember I talked about the water, the wood, the fire, the soil, and the mineral. The mineral is what adds vitality to the water. So make sure you drink good quality water. Chinese people often would boil their water. That is the worst kind of water. If you try to use that to pour over plant, they would die. If you use that to put in your aquarium, your fish would die. In fact, we have this thing called the Opium War between the British and the Chinese because they were buying tea leaves from the Chinese and they were exchanging it with silver. At some point they decided that that's not sustainable. So along the way they conquered India and Afghanistan. They started to grow opium. So they were using opium to exchange for tea leaf. One has to ask, why can't they just drink water? Because if you drink water without mineral, you will die. That's why they invent beer, because the sailors cannot just boil water and drink. They have to have preserved water, like in beer. So drinking water, good quality water is very important. Resting is very important, but not just hour of rest, but the quality of your sleeping. Meditation is a very good way to increase the quality of your sleep. Okay, and the list goes on and on. All that helps your kidney. And losing hair, having very thin hair, you can make it up with the right kind of food, but fundamentally it's a symptom for having an overstressed kidney. Anyway, back to what I talk about today. That the word that I choose to use today is called recharge. So embedded in that word is the word charge, which in modern day we use it as in charging a credit card, or in the time of war, charging the enemy, all which require reserve, right? You must have some kind of reserve. So when you charge beyond your limit, you depleted all your reserve. You're now in bad credit. It's very, very hard to rebuild it. Similarly, when you have an army charging the enemy and you're not paying attention to both the physical and the mental health as well as the supply line, and you get to a point where the morale of the soldiers are depleted, it's very hard to build it up. So the word recharge means that you don't use everything to the limit. And what you get to use in limit is what we call the treasure organs. Don't use your body to the limit. Okay? Constantly find a way to recharge them. Recharging by this in the sense of creating the harmony between your yin organ, between your treasure organs, between your kidney and your liver and your heart and your splint, which includes the pancreas, and your lung. Okay, working on these exercise, different way, not necessary in this way, but any other way, really exposing yourself to just beyond Western science. I'm not bad-mouthing Western science. I am not. Trust me, I am not. I'm asking you to be your own prime contractor and treat all your doctors and the pharmacists and the x-ray technicians as subcontractor. Take charge of your own health. That's all. Okay? So that's the word, recharge. With that, I bid you goodbye. And before we leave, 5 times. Okay? Got to get all that bad chi out of the way. Concentrate. Thank you for all the donation. And they all go to the Mid-America Buddhist Association. And I'll see you next Saturday. And please join the circle, ask questions there, and try to practice more than once a week. Okay, practice in between. We actually have a student that actually commented and says, I only practice the first 20 minutes of your video every day, and it changes my life. Okay, all right. See you next week. Be safe, be healthy, and be peace.